Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm the City Witch. So I have your September free reading for the month. So for those of you who've been following me for a while and you've enjoyed my readings before, you know the routine. Go ahead and select your card. For those of you who are new, hi and welcome, and thank you very much for supporting my channel. I'm going to help guide you in order to select your card for the month. So you see before me 3 cards. We have card 1, card 2 and card 3. Now one of these is going to hold a message for you, which is your prediction for the month of September. In order to select your card, you're going to take a few moments to take some deep breaths, really relaxing your body, let the stress and tension go and relax those muscles. Then when you're ready, start staring at each card one at a time and really take your time on each card. And when you're staring at the card, consider how the card is making you feel, what reactions you're having to it. So for example, do you have a sweaty palm? Is your heart beating a little bit faster or does it skip a beat? Does your breath come short? Are you having butterflies in your tummy? Or are your eyes just darting back and back to that one card? So you cannot stop staring at that one particular card. If so, that is the card you're reacting to. So that is the card that holds a message for the month. It is possible you might have 2 cards that you're struggling with. So my advice would be maybe to come back to this video a second time and then maybe see if it's definitely 2 cards or if it is just the one and you're maybe just stuck between the 2 of them. If you do have a message from 2 cards, I can definitely say you're going to have a really busy month ahead. So be prepared, guys. So go ahead and pause the video and take a moment to select your card for me. Okay, so you should have selected your card. So we're now going to begin the reading and we're going to start with card 1. So card 1, you have the High Priest. This message is intent and create. So this card has 3 possible meanings. So you're going to have to use your decisiveness to decide which one is the correct message for you and how to apply that to your life. So the first thing I want to say is, for those of you out there who selected this card, this very well might represent that you are a bridge between worlds and you have the power of the divine behind you. You can divine the future and you can help create it, which means you can shape your own reality and you can make choices that impact your life on a really large scale. So choosing this card is an acknowledgement that you have been seeing patterns, signs, symbols that have been coming through to you, and they do hold important messages from spirit for you. So if you feel like you've been going bonkers and you've been seeing the same patterns or having repeated dreams and you're thinking, what on earth does that mean? It is a message from spirit for you. So you need to spend some time deciphering it and figuring out what the message is. Through those messages, you may have knowledge and power to create change. And that change is going to impact your future and the future of those around you. So it's important to really think about that, guys. The messages are telling you that you're going to make a choice that's going to impact yourself and your loved ones, that it's going to affect great change around you. So you have a tremendous power and ability right now. I need to be careful with the choices you make, because these choices can lead to a positive change or a negative change. And you want to make sure you're making changes that benefit you and those around you in a positive manner. For some, this card might be a sign that you no longer are a student, that you have reached a certain point in your spiritual or religious journey that tells me that you have grown to a position of leadership. You might notice that people around you are turning to you for counsel and guidance, and they value your spiritual opinion and they want to listen to your stories that helped you on your spiritual journey, because they want to know if those stories, if those experiences can help them on their journey. Remember, if you are reaching this point where you are a leader, you're no longer a student, you might feel a sense of accomplishment and achievement, and that's fine, but try to be humble as well. Remember your humble beginnings when you were a student. Remember how difficult it was on your journey, how alone you felt and how confused and lost as well. And don't let the position of power go to your head. Remember to help those around you, nurture and grow them. Remember to guide them in a really positive manner, and think about what you would have liked when you were first starting on your journey. What help would you have wanted, and maybe give that to those around you as well. So this is a chance for you to help your community, to help people on their spiritual journey, and to advise them in really positive ways. So it's a great opportunity, guys. It's also a test though. This is a test to see if you are ready to be a spiritual leader to other people, and also if you can help guide your community forward into its spiritual future. Now, with becoming a leader, so going from being a student into a position of leadership, obviously a certain authority comes with that. People will turn to you for guidance, but they will be hanging on your every word. So it's important to be ready for this and feel like you are going to use that power and position wisely. It's going to be extra work for sure, and it's going to be a lot of extra responsibility, but Spirit would not be telling you you're ready for this if you weren't ready for it. So just know that you are ready for it, guys. Even if you don't feel ready for it, you are. Now, because people are turning to you for guidance, this doesn't mean you have to guide them. And there may be people that are coming to you because they're lazy and they're not actually prepared to put the work in on their own journey. So you're going to have to learn to recognize those who are simply lost, really confused, and definitely need some guidance, to those who are just flat out lazy and they want you to just spoon feed them the answers. So again, multiple different tests coming to you to test your leadership ability, how you work with other people. Your sense of community is going to come forward as well, and people are going to see you shine or fail in this endeavor. So be as ready for it as you possibly can. Be open and be humble, because as I say, you don't want to lord this new responsibility over other people, and really think about what you would have liked to help you when you were beginning your journey, because that is definitely a message that's coming through strongly today for you guys. Think back to the beginnings of your journey, your spiritual path, your religious journey, and how lost and troubled you felt. How confused and how you struggled to choose the right path for you. What answers would you have liked? What guidance would you have appreciated? Think about that and help others in the same way that you might have liked, okay? They're going to travel on their journey faster because they have you and your support, but that isn't a bad thing. That's a really good thing, and it's a chance for you to really add to your community and help those around you, and it's going to make you feel really good in the process. And then the last message is for those of you out there who are beginners, who are just starting your spiritual or religious journey, this might be a sign that a group or a leader is coming forward to help you. And with it, that spiritual figure is going to really shape your path and push you down a certain path. So it's very, very important that you choose the right leader, and that leader reflects the qualities that you're looking for and isn't going to push you down a path that they feel you should go down, but instead help point out the types of paths that would be beneficial to you and your skill set in the spiritual community, and help you identify your skills as well, and help shape you as a spiritual figure in your community. So you want someone that's not going to let their ego get the better of them. You're obviously not looking for a cult leader or any kind of cult. So just be mindful of that. If you are looking for a group, if you are looking for a mentor, someone is going to step forward. You might have multiple choices, in fact. So several spiritual leaders and figures may step forward into your life. Several groups may come up, but basically use your common sense and be careful, do your research and choose the group or the mentor that is right for you. So 3 messages there, guys. So choose the one that was right for you and whichever message applies to you and your life. So that's the message for you guys in group 1. So let's go to group 2. Okay, so we have Peacekeeper for you guys. So let go of the need to be right. So this is quite a powerful message with this card. So this card is all about taking the higher road. So you're finding yourself in an argument, a disagreement, or a dispute of some kind with those around you, and you kind of want to be right. Your need to be right is blinding you to the solution to this situation. So you're kind of stubborn and you're standing your ground, and you're kind of, not open to negotiation or compromise in any way at the moment. And that's kind of causing the problem to escalate and get worse. And it's also blinding you to a solution. And clearly there is a solution because you're being told there's a solution and you are blinded to it. So This card is all about choosing peace and happiness over the need to be right. Rather than trying to prove a point, save your energy for what is really important to you. Okay, so what is really important? Question yourself a little bit here. You know, why are you being so resistant? Why are you being so stubborn? Why do you feel the need to be right all the time? Why can't you just let that go and figure out what's really important in this situation? So maybe you need to take a step out of the situation, look at it from a different perspective. It might help you a lot here. So you may also be defensive. So there is a need here to defend yourself, and you're coming from a place of feeling threatened a little bit as well. And that might be getting your hackles up a little bit, and you're arguing points that kind of don't make sense here, and picking up on people shouting and screaming at each other, saying things in the heat of the moment because they're backed into a corner, and it's upsetting those around them because you didn't mean to say it, but because you're backed in a corner, you're kind of lashing out a little bit. So you want to stand your ground and fight, but this particular argument is very, very small, petty, and actually very unimportant. So your need to be right all the time is turning this small issue into a much larger one. So molehill into mountain. So take a moment to absorb that, guys. This card's kind of telling me that it's time to let go, to consider the damage that will be done if this isn't resolved soon. And I sense quite powerfully that a lot of you have already created a lot of damage in this situation. Friendships might be lost, partnerships might fall apart. I mean, your partners might walk away, guys, if this isn't resolved. Your stubbornness might make people reflect upon you really negatively, and the next time they want to come to you with a problem or they have an issue with you, they may struggle to actually confront you with that issue. So for some of you, you might not be able to take healthy criticism, or you might not like it when someone comes to you and say, hey, you made me feel shitty. So again, there's a lot of important messages here for you guys. Your stubbornness is kind of blinding you to maybe your actions, your choices, and how it impacts those around you. So you maybe need to reflect and look within. And you may also need to recognize that, hey, other people are going to get hurt by your words, your opinions, your choices, your actions. And when they do, if they're telling you they're hurt, maybe just apologize, and maybe just think, okay, I hurt this person. Did I mean to hurt them? No, so therefore I owe them an apology. And you might not feel like you owe them an apology, but if this is something that you care about, then just give them that apology, because you don't want to lose them in your life. There are important people here I'm seeing, and those people are going to walk away. I can see them fading into the background because you're stubbornly sticking to this argument, which, as we've been told, is tiny and really unimportant, and you're turning it into something bigger than it needs to be just because you won't say sorry. So there is definitely some really major learning curves here for you guys in this group. There is something to be said for picking one's battles wisely, and it appears like this might be a skill that you have yet to master. So why not try and master it now? There are going to be big arguments. There are going to be mountain issues in your future that you're going to have to resolve. So these tiny ones now are a test of your resolve. They're a test of your ability to let things go and master the ability to not be so picky, to choose your battles wisely, to know when to fight and when to back down, to know when to let things go, to swallow one's pride, and obviously not be so stubborn. So there's definitely a massive learning curve for you guys in this group. It's not too late to set things right, and I really want you guys to know this. Choosing peace now will allow you to grow into a better person. It will allow you to fix the friendships and the damage that's been done. It will give you the opportunity to repair the pain that's being caused by this and save friendships, partnerships, and family bonds. So it's not too late. You can change the situation for the better. You can heal, and the people around you will heal, and they will get over this, but they're going to require you to let it go, apologize, recognize that you're being stubborn and that you need to take the higher road here. And through an apology and recognizing your nature and how you're reacting to this, you will be taking the higher road. Okay, so choose peace now, and you will gain so much more in the process. You will have grown, you will have learned that it's not about who is right and wrong, and you will learn to be proud of yourself for choosing the higher road and recognizing that you have some stubborn issues to work on. You need to know when to pick your battles and to recognize when an argument is really unimportant and not worth the fight, okay? So serious learning curve for you guys in the month of September. A lot going on, a lot of issues, disputes around you. And, you know, you are going to be putting your relationships with those around you at risk if you hold on to that too tightly. So try not to be stubborn. Try to be open what the message of this card is and to recognize when you are just not letting something go and when you're turning a tiny issue into a much, much larger one. It doesn't need to be turned into a larger one. Also recognize those around you that you're hurting and you really want to hurt those people enough that they will just walk out of your life. Because as I say, I'm seeing people fade into the background, disappearing from your life because they're sick of your attitude. So powerful message for you guys. I'm really sorry it's not a positive one, but you know, we all have life lessons. We all have things we have to work on. And for you guys, this is some of the things you need to work on. The ability to choose your battles wisely, to learn to take the higher road, to not be so stubborn and to not argue over things that really are not worth it. So choose peace, choose happiness, choose friendship, light and love, and choose your battles wisely. And, you know, work on your stubbornness. So let's move on now to group 3. So for you guys in group 3, with that, we have the Animal Guardian. Oh, I love this card. It's so pretty. So the message on this card is trust your instincts. So this card is all about animal totems, spirit animals coming through, and that animal instinct that we can get from our animal friends and allies. So we all receive an animal guide on our spiritual journey. They help us survive some of our greatest challenges in life. By connecting with the animal kingdom, you can learn a lot about yourself. I want you guys in this group to keep an eye out at this time for an animal that is repeatedly revealing itself to you over and over. So this may be an animal guardian trying to offer you animal medicine or some guidance on a current life issue. So what I mean by repeating patterns and animals coming through is you may be walking around the supermarket and then you see, I know, Tony the tiger on a box of Frosties, so a tiger. Then you suddenly dream about tigers. That's 2 messages, the same symbol of a tiger coming through. Then you're, I don't know, reading a magazine and then there's an article about tigers, or you're scrolling through TikTok or social media and then there's something about a tiger conservation. Tigers, tigers, tigers. That's an example of an animal coming through to you with its medicine, with its messages and its guidance, wanting to be in your life to help you. So embrace the energy of that animal. Now, it might not be a tiger, I'm just using a tiger as an example, but I do feel very powerfully for you guys that you are going to be seeing repeated patterns of certain animals coming through, asking to help you on your journey. So go ahead and keep an eye out for those animals when you've figured it out. So you need 3 or more of that particular animal coming through. Pay attention as well to how it's coming through to you, what colours it's coming through as. Is it coming through as its traditional colour or a really unusual colour? Because that might impact the message. And then look up that animal. What medicine does it have to offer? What's its mythology? What powers and abilities and skills does it have? And how can you apply its messages and its symbolism spiritually to your life? And what is it trying to help you with? Now, chances are if it's coming through because there is a really big issue going on right now. You've been asking for guidance and help, and the animal kingdom is the kingdom that's responded, okay? So animals are very powerful, protective, they're very instinctual, and they're obviously very clever. They have certain skills to help them get through their life and survive. They use their skills for survival. They don't second guess how they feel. They just express themselves. For this reason, it might be time to assess how you are feeling. What do you really need at this time, and how do you want to feel? What about your current path makes you feel this way? And what can you do to change that? Trust your instincts and follow your gut on this situation, and you won't go wrong. Trust me on that. So what animal is trying to get your attention, and what does it represent? Learn from this animal and embrace its lessons and its medicine. It is trying to help you through this latest life challenge. I love this card because this card is a connection to the animal kingdom. It's a card that tells me that the animal kingdom is reaching out to you, and there is very, very powerful animal medicine coming through for you guys. It could also mean as well that a totem is revealing itself to you. So for those of you on your spiritual path, so for those of you who chose the High Priest, you may also be drawn to this card, or you may also now be resonating with this card. It could be because, yes, you're on your spiritual journey and you've been asking for a guide. The guide might not be physical. It could be spiritual. It could be, we all have a spiritual counsel, right? So for me, when I'm invoking and working with my counsel, I always say the same statement. I welcome into my space my personal guides, guardians, spirits, ancestors, angels, totems. And for me, dragons and wolves are big guardians, so they're added on to that. So notice how I worked through all of that. The angelic kingdom, my guides, my guardians, my ancestors, any spirits that I work with, I'm bringing them into my space. So totems and animals are part of that. So in your spiritual journey, as you build your council of spirits that will help you communicate with you, guide you, animals may be on your spirit council. So maybe a totem's coming through, or a power animal, and it wants to sit on your council and guide you going forward and be a part of your life. So you may find that it's a totem, or you may find it's just an animal guiding you or helping you through a current issue. So the way to know whether it's an animal that's going to stick with you forever is when your situation's over, when it's resolved, when you've worked through it, if the animal remains and it's still coming through to you, you're dreaming about it, it's communicating with you, you're having visions of it, it's chosen to stay, and it's something far more important than just a simple guide to get you through that life challenge. It's a bigger representation, and it's got more importance in your life, and it is potentially an animal that wants to sit on your council. So then ask it and say, are you with me forever? Are you with me to help me on my journey? Are you part of my spirit council? And then see what message you get. You'll get a firm yes or a firm no, and it'll come to you symbolically. So I hope you've enjoyed this reading, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next month for the next reading. If you enjoyed this, please remember to give me a thumbs up, click the bell so YouTube will tell you when my next video comes out. If you'd like to offer light, love and support to this channel, you can do that through tipping me on Patreon, or you can support me through my Amazon wishlist. There are various different decks and tarot cards on there that I can get, that I can do readings like this. And by supporting me, you help me continue to do what I love and provide you with these readings. So for those who do support me, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. If you'd like to book a professional reading from me, you can do that through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or via email, and all the links are provided. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Blessed be.